Hi there, gorgeous beings. It's Jennifer again. So excited to be with you. Hope you're doing your homework. I'm just saying. So we're on day 3. Yay. And I'm here with my lovely friend Amy, who's listening. So we have a peanut gallery today. And we're talking about, today is all about something that hit me the other day as I was talking to my beautiful, gorgeous, incredible friend, Kristen. I'm going to post this on the page. It's, we went on a very long hike. We were about 3 hours. We ended up at the most gorgeous tree. And she had asked me as a special favor to do something called the Yessence Technique with her. The Yessence Technique is something whereby you can transmute hundreds of beliefs from the past, hundreds of stuck patterns that were, generally when they're stuck, there's a little bit of PTSD associated with them. There's usually a great big thing that happened to you, and you know that you need to go past them, but the fears are ingrained, and there's a part of you that doesn't even want you to see them, because if you did see them, my God, you'd be open to having that thing happen again. But what if you could use that particular thing that happened to you as a catalyst, that it would actually open you to 1,000 times more possibility in your life, that it didn't just happen to you, but it actually happened for you in a way that you could actually be the bridge for others. Not because you had to be a practitioner, not because you had to be someone special, not because you had to be a coach, but in fact, because you would embody the codes that build the bridge for the healing of that, and then having that be your catalyst for the rest of your life such that you could pay forward the ability to be free just by being you. Now, if you are a coach or a healer or anything like that, of course you're paying it forward on a even bigger scale, or on a much more, I wouldn't say bigger, I would say more deliberate, more focused. So what I see in the hologram when I look at people is that is just so. So there is something so precious and so divine about those things that happen to us, because we have the privilege of being the bridge. We have the privilege of embodying the freedom that comes from seeing what happened through God's eyes, through creation's eyes. And then we get to take our human experience and put words around and give life to, and allow ourselves to hear what the deeper understanding is that would have you settle into a greater realization of how loved you are. But before we go to talking about Kristen, I want you to understand that the Yessence Technique is actually asking a series of questions that came through me in a series of wakened dreams like 12 years ago. And the technique has evolved, I don't know, probably 100 iterations since then. And I didn't even realize that I was doing a thing. In fact, the hardest part for me was figuring out what the thing was that I was doing. And I had to be able to sit and kind of write down, okay, what am I doing now? What am I doing now? Because it just came through me so naturally. But what I know for sure is everyone has the capacity to do this. Everyone has the capacity to see. Everyone has the capacity to hear what consciousness, what life is trying to tell you. It would be very unfair of the entire universe that loves and adores you to actually say, here, have this life. I'm going to send your spirit through that amazing body of yours, and good luck. Have a good time. I'm not going to give you any way to tell you what's going on. I'm going to leave you on your own. I'm not going to talk to you. You are by yourself. You are 3-dimensional. I'm out here. You're down there. Of course, creation didn't do that. Creation adores you. Creation put you on the planet so that you could actually commune directly with the greater part of you. You'll notice that at the beginning I talked about creation like it's out there, but creation isn't out there. You are creation in human form. Creation in human form has access to all information. Hello, Ski. So if you have access to all that information, the question is not, oh my God, I need someone to tell me. The question is, how? How do you go direct? and how do you transmute the past. So now I'm going to tell you a story, and I want you to listen to the story, because Kristins' story is a story of going through the Yessence Technique. Okay, it's a story of going through a technique that had her transmute lifetimes, but in this lifetime, probably, let me just look, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, over 60 different belief systems. We did that in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to share the video later today. Okay, she's allowing me to share the video of taking her through the Yessence Technique. And what she healed is pain in her joints and weight on her body, and how we went through that. So, thank you for your comment, Adam Lamb. Hi, Tana Dunkerley. Nice to see you. Okay, and I look forward to speaking with you in the coming days, my love. Okay, so here's how it went. This was so freaking powerful. When you listen to this, how I want you to listen is like, this is also your life. So what I'm going to share, her bridge is going to be paid forward to you. So everybody say, thank you, Kristen. So, God bless Kristen. We love Kristen. So here it goes. Okay. So is everyone willing to take in these codes? Is everyone willing to get their own healing from Kristins' experience? Just type in a little yes if you are. It actually matters that you type in yes. Because when you type in yes, and are you, Amy? Yes. Okay, Amy is too. So it actually matters that you type in yes, because what you're saying to consciousness by your action, rather than I'm just going to sit here and pray and intend, when you take physical action, it's like, okay, this person's serious. This person's in. They're in. Okay, so here we go. So I had this conversation, and there was a lot of frustration in the conversation for her, and it's been going on for a long time. Her sweet life, she grew up in the south of the southeast of the United States, and when she was little, what happened was, gosh, so interesting. Kristen, if you're listening, I so want to tell the story when we were sitting in the restaurant. And if I see you say yes, I will tell it. But if I don't see you say yes, I'm not going to. Anyways, we're sitting on a tree limb. We had gone on this 3-hour walk. We ended up on this tree limb. And I'm thinking, why are we sitting on a tree limb? So as you're listening to this again, I want you to keep opening to hearing this healing for yourself. When she was 9 years old, or 10, her big brother, she has 4 siblings, her big brother climbed a tree, which he climbed all the time. It wasn't anything new. He went up 30 feet. I get it now. I get why my friend Amy is here. He went up 30 feet. He climbed the tree. The tree branch broke, and he fell 30 feet. And he landed, and this little 9-year-old is watching this teenager lying on the ground, and it was so incredibly shocking to her and scary to her, and she felt powerless. And in that moment, she made up a few things about life. One of the things she made up about life is you really have to control what you do, and you have to be very careful. She started to project it on her children. She started to project it on her own life. And so everything was very measured. But what you have to do in order to be measured is you have to be mental. You have to assess things. You have to be analytical. You have to learn a lot so that you can do better assessments. You want to make sure as well, when that happens, that your children don't fall out of trees. You know, where was my mother when my brother fell out of the tree? So you start to make up things in this little world. And you make up that things that aren't true, like the universe doesn't have my back, or the universe doesn't have his back. That kind of thing could happen to me. But the rest of your life, you make up that you're responsible for making sure that kind of crap doesn't happen to the people that you love. So as we're sitting on this massive tree limb that in 1,000 years, I don't think the thing that we were sitting on would ever break anyways. And I'll share the video with you. It's very powerful. Here's what happened. I started doing the Yessence Technique with her, and I'm going to give you the bullet point, but I highly recommend you listen to the process. The crux of it was the questions started coming through, bringing her to deeper understandings of consciousness. And that's how the Yessence works. Understanding, even if you think you have a deep understanding of consciousness, this will go deeper. If you had the understanding, I promise you, you would have freedom from the event. So wherever you're at, the consciousness that you have has given you the understanding that you have. So Yessence is about going deeper than you've ever gone before, so that you can find the freedom. And so what your symptoms are telling you will not only set you free from the symptom once it's heard, but it'll actually have you be able to offer something greater, in her case, to her children. So here she was carrying her children and worrying about them. So my questions were similar to, what happened to your brother? That was the first question that I needed to ask. What happened to your brother? Did he go to the hospital? She said, well, no, not really. I said, did he break anything? Well, no, not really. Did he die? Well, no, not really. But was it a little shocking for a little kid to see her brother fall 30 feet from the sky? Totally. I mean, he dislocated his shoulder, but that was done, that was fixed in a couple of seconds. I said, isn't it amazing that someone could fall 30 feet? It's almost like he was flying. She started to laugh. So let me ask you something. You made up that the rest of your life you've got to go into your head. Tell me, how many times in your life have you followed your instincts and everything worked out in a way that you couldn't even imagine? She said, that happens to me all the time. I said, and how many times has that been an intellectual decision? She said, almost never. And I said, what do you think's talking to you when you just know what you need to do? She said, God, creation, infinite wisdom. I said, is that infinite wisdom that's just for you? She said, yeah. I said, is it happening just for you? Yeah. Is it happening all the time? Yeah. I said, what happens when you go into your head and you start analyzing? She said, the instant I start analyzing, I'm out of my cells. I don't hear my instincts anymore. I said, isn't it interesting that what fears do and what the ego loves is that you get to go into your head and you get to avoid actually going direct with all of consciousness? She said, yeah. I said, let me ask you something else. How's your brother? She said, confident as all get out. Nothing wrong with him. I said, isn't that interesting too? And before long, what happened is, by the end of our conversation, and you'll see how deep it goes, much deeper questions than what I'm asking right here. I think you had to be there. So when you go later and you watch this on the Facebook.com/Wide Awakening, just go and watch the video of what happens, because at the end she started to cry. That's how we know we're getting close. And I asked her, can you find the pain in your joints anymore? And she said, no. And I said, do you feel the weight in your body anymore? And she said, no. And I said, that's because that's what the pain and the weight were trying to communicate to you. And there was something that was trying to be communicated from her body, that once she heard it, the need to have the symptoms disappeared. And of course, already she's noticing with her husband, she's different. She stopped carrying him. With her children, she's different. She stopped carrying them. And also, she's very committed to showing her children and becoming the example of going direct with consciousness, so that they don't have to carry the happiness or the lack of happiness in other people. And so she was looking and how she could fly forward in her life. And by the end of the technique, certainly it all opened up. We recorded it for her, but we recorded it for you too. So I will show it to you. So the Yessence Technique is a program that's coming up on May 5th and 6th. You can come live to Asheville. We're only taking 30 people. It's a beta. It's only $197. Next year it'll be like $900. So it's the first time I'm ever teaching the exact technique that I use in order to be able to see holographically. So it's a pretty cool thing. And we're doing it online as well, and we can have as many people as we want online. It's just if you come live, I'll actually be doing the technique on you, or our staff will be doing the technique on you, and we'll move through things together, and you're going to be the guinea pigs for the people online. And the people online, don't worry, you can ask your questions. We'll take them up afterwards. I don't know, I think Adam Lamb is on the line right now. Adam, if you can, I don't know if you can post the link, or if someone on our team can post the link to the Yessence Technique. If you know you want to sign up, please go ahead. In the meantime, if you just want to find out more about building brain bridges, which is the beginning of this work, you can go to thewideawakening.com and /3 days, the number 3 days, and you can get the first 3 brain bridges of the 12 days of awakening. They're freaking awesome. I was going to say another F word. That's so bad, isn't it? Anyways, so you guys, I love you so much. Know that all the answers you need are right in your body. The answer to transmuting the past is right in your physical symptoms. And if you can translate what's coming through you, you can actually start. So I've got homework. Don't go. I've got homework. None of this works without the homework. Okay? You've got to actually do something in 3D. So, even though right now, maybe you can't translate what your body's trying to say, the Yessence Technique will make you so masterful at that. And you can even take the technique over and over and over again if you want. You can do it on yourself. You don't need me. That's one way, but we're going to start the process, okay? Here's how you start the process. This is the practice for today until tomorrow at 8/11 when we do day 4. Woo! I'm going to be in Costa Rica tomorrow. Okay, here's the homework. The homework is, I want you to start appreciating your symptoms. So right now, spend 5 minutes being grateful that your body is communicating with you. I want you to look at every symptom you feel all over your body and just say thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a future thank you for the information you're going to get from those symptoms. So you're future thanking your body for having your back, for loving you so much. For some of you, that's going to be a major friggin' quantum leap because you've been beating your body up for a long time for telling you things. The second thing is, before you go to bed tonight, you're going to do it again. Just scan your body. Go from eyeball to ear to spinal, every vertebra, to every organ, and just go through and just say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a relentless champion of my awakening. All right, that's it for me. I love you. I do. I know sometimes you think that it's like, but you don't even know me. But I see holographically, so I do. Haha. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Again, you can find us at thewideawakening.com. All over your faces. Bye. Have fun with the homework. Report back. I want to hear. Okay, bye.